As you can see, it is legs day, but it is not the heavy legs day, otherwise I'll be squatting. Today is a Sunday, so the leg sessions that I do on Sundays are, hamstrings, some walking lunges, some extensions, but I save the big leg sessions for Wednesdays, where I do big squats. I change the leg stance, change my feet stance for squats, and then I also do that heavy leg presses, which will come later on this week. But yeah, today is all about hamstrings and just hitting some lunges and stuff.
Sim, what's the most important thing when you're doing stiff leg deadlifts, like back straight, a little bend in the knees?
Slight bend in the knees, yeah. Like people will think that, there's no bend in the knees. There's a slight bend, and the main thing is just to make sure that you're comfortable doing the movement. You shouldn't feel any sharp pains or anything like that. Also, make sure you go low enough till you feel the stretch. Some people just do the motion, but you're not actually feeling the muscle working. You should get the stretch until you actually feel your hamstrings tighten. That's what you're working. No, it's not like a deadlift. It's not like a deadlift.
You just focus on the hamstring.
It's all in the name of a deadlift. It's a dead stop on the floor. This, you're going until you feel the tension, and then you come back up. Heavy. I work my way down. As you guys know, I always tell you when I do my videos, I work heavy and then I come back down, just to get a feel for, all the different weights, and some of it is increasing strength, that's why I go heavy, and then the other is just working on my form, working on the movement. So that's what I'm about to do now, just take the weight down, work on the movement, maybe 15 reps, 15 to 20 reps.
Where do you focus when you're doing this exercise? Do you really try to squeeze at the end of the...
Yeah, just try to squeeze at the end of the movement, man. It's like your hamstring is similar to your bicep, man. You just want to squeeze right at the end, so. This is the end. At the end of the contraction, you want to squeeze. There's almost like a pause at the end, so you can really get that muscle fired up.
Why your hamstrings are important for squats?
Like when you go super deep, that's your hamstrings coming into play, And if you guys see my videos, you know that I go super deep. So I'm squatting from down there. I need my hamstrings to help me drive up, So don't neglect your hamstrings. For me, I've given it its own, I'll make sure on Sundays, I'm concentrating on as many hamstring exercises as I can, as opposed to just mixing it up with my squats and everything else. It has its own day,
try to do like 4 exercises a muscle? Is that usually the...
Yeah, for me, it's just like, a lot of people will hit so many exercises on a training day. For me, it's all about like volume, you know? So I'm trying to get as much volume with each exercise, hitting it effectively. For me, like doing 3 sets of an exercise just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute with me. It's like 3 sets and I'm done. Nah, like 3 sets is like my warm up, and then yeah, let's get into it. Let's get heavy. You know, let's work through the range. You know, so for me, it's like, you know, a lot of sets and less exercises. You know, I choose. Sometimes it can be 5 exercises, but mainly it's just like it's mainly about 4 exercises for a muscle group. You know, but with something like shoulders, I'll hit the compound lifts. You know, I'd hit a big shoulder press from the front, maybe a big shoulder press from the back. But then there's all these tertiary muscles, like, so I need to hit all my deltoids from as many angles as possible. So I'll be hitting front raises, side laterals, rear delts. So sometimes it can be more, but I try to keep it down and keep the volume high with the actual sets.
Thoughts on machines? Is it like, if you work it in, you work it in? Do you have a preference?
I have a preference, yeah. I do prefer free weights, but there's some great machines. Some machines are good for, you know, hitting certain muscle groups in certain ways that you can't do as effectively with free weights. So I mix and match. I'm not one of these people that kind of says there's one or the other. I really like to mix and match with different machines and different free weights, you know. Whatever works, man. As long as you've got your goal in mind, target it, hit as best you can, you know. So obviously here I'm working with what I've got. Ideally today, I would have liked to do some stiff leg deadlifts with barbell as well, but they don't have that here. So, you know, I just work with what I've got. There's always a way to hit the muscle, you know. Best finisher ever. Nothing will feel as good as walking lunges to finish off your legs day. And you don't even need weight. Once you've done all the stuff, like once you've done a complete leg workout, you don't really need weight to finish off with them, you know? Like, if I'm doing walking lunges and I'm starting with it, that's when you'll see me with a barbell on my back. I'm sure you guys have seen some previous videos with that. But if I'm finishing with it, my legs are already tight, full of blood, and yeah, I just like to do a few laps without weight. It kills. Shan, how you feeling?
Good workout.
Yeah, in pain. But
last thing we need to finish off with is these bad boys here. So we'll go hit some calves. With building calves, consistency is the key, and intensity. So not intensity, frequency and consistency. For calves, for me, I hit it like 5 times a week. So I do hit it on legs days, but I hit it another 3 days after that. So, you know, pretty much after the end of every workout, I'm hitting calves. Every now and then I'll have a day off if they feel a bit too tight, but it's all about the frequency and being consistent with them. It does take time to build calves. They do grow so slowly. You might work your ass off and only get less than an inch hey, it's all worth it. You know, it just takes time. That's what we're working on. This right here. Almost, it's like a big bicep. Just like that.